to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here. Now, I'm going to be trying to make this a little fast, because I do have to go to work in roughly a few minutes. Well, about an hour actually, so I'm going to be trying to speed things up a bit. Now, whenever we last left off, Deku, he had just been kidnapped by All For One, while his dad, Hisashi, I put that in quotations, was injured, along with All Might trying to get Deku. Now, with that being said, let us pick up there. Deku, he is knocked out, and All For One is beginning to get things ready, as he actually does speak with Tomura. Tomura is a bit confused, asking why he didn't just take the kid's quirk and leave him be. All For One just explaining that if he does so, then he's fairly certain that All Might would have some interference. Along with that, this boy is special. The thing about him that is special is, well, you wouldn't believe me if I said so. Tomura just confused, asking why exactly he's going to keep his secrets. All For One just turning to him and saying that this boy is my son, biologically. Tomura a bit confused, and understanding now exactly why his quirk was so similar. Because this boy is special. He's the son of the world's most dangerous villain, with the world's most dangerous quirk. So, that's just it. Now, with that being said, time would have passed, and Deku would have woken up. And he's a bit confused as to where he is. Along with that, he does at least try and move around or get free. Finding that this room that he's in, it is completely solid. So, he would try at least doing one thing, turning his hands into this concrete material and trying to bust his way out. As soon as he brings his hands down to the floor and tries to mimic the material, that is whenever nothing happens. Deku a bit confused, until this man would have walked back in. All For One still does need to get checked by his doctor. That punch All Might sent at him was strange. It did more damage than it felt like it did, and it may be a bit lasting. So, with that being said, he will be talking to Doria, then going to see him to figure things out. Now, All For One will just open the door and talk to Doria, saying that that is not going to work. Deku a bit confused, as he actually does get up and begin to back away. All For One explaining that he took that quirk, and, well, the original idea was to take yours. Deku a bit scared, asking exactly who is he, and if he's able to take quirks, and what does that mean? All For One just explaining that he was going to hide this, but with All Might and them all, I believe it's a good time as any. As someone would walk out from behind All For One, moving past him, and, well, Deku seeing that it's his dad, Hisashi. Confused, wanting to run over to him, but this doesn't seem right. Now, Masashi would just start listing off things about Deku. The time he went to bed super late, and, well, that really wasn't a good thing. The time he fell and scraped his knee. The time he's done all this other stuff. A bit confused. As he also just lists off Deku's birthday and what he's been doing for work. Along with something he told him the other day. Now, Deku is still a bit scared, but not really believing it. Until he watches All One hold out his hand and harden his arm. Actually, his entire body. Beginning to go through different materials. As he is holding something behind his back. Now, with that, he would have brought out his arm and dropped all these different materials, telling Deku that that is just a portion of what the core can do. He will be adding something to it, and it will be getting a lot better. Now, Midoriya, I am your father. You must know this. That is why our quirks are very similar. The name of my quirk, All for One. You are able to take and give quirks on a fly. But, well, your version seems to be different. It's quite fascinating, though. You can look at someone, and if you see them use their quirk, you can take it. With a snap of a finger. Or a blink of an eye. Them not even realizing what happened because of it being purely painless. That is still interesting to me. That is the difference between our quirks, apparently. Now, Deku is still a bit surprised. But, well, a little less scared now. Along with that, All for One basically having his father's face, or the clone of his father around, makes things a little less scary. As he basically does take Deku throughout the complex, showing him exactly what's going on, along with Deku actually seeing the doctor. All for One basically saying that he needs to speak with him in a minute, but he does at least want him to know that he has been trying to keep track of him, trying to stay in his life, even though he is not there lots, as a villain and as a father. Now, with that being said, this is whenever Deku, he's still not really sure how to process this. Until All for One brought his hands up and given Deku back this, well, quirk that he took from him. Deku at least a bit hurt or, well, in pain afterwards. Now, with that being said, Deku does have the energy ability of Captain Lemon's power, and the hardening ability now, so Deku does need to learn about these, since All for One mixed two quirks into one, so. Along with that, Deku, he would have been looked after by Tomura. Tomura still confuses why he has to look after this runt. Why can't someone else do it? Or that clone. All for One explained that the boy needs to be tutored properly, and groomed to be a proper villain. Now, with that being said, this is whenever All for One would have met his doctor, talking to him exactly about why this strange pain in his head is still there. The doctor beginning to do an exam, x-rays and other things, along with actually finding that, well, this new quirk he has, as soon as All Might smashed him across the face, his skull somewhat hardened to the point of, well, stronger than bone. Or at least made extra layers of, well, bone, using calcium in his body. But whenever that happened, a shard of it may have gotten stuck in your brain, as he holds up the x-ray, showing it. As he begins to state that your quirk may be getting weaker. Or, well, your body will begin to malfunction if you do not get this attended to. All for one a bit annoyed, but at least understanding. So, that hero's quirk protected me. That's interesting. I will have to find other quirks for my child, though. He will become a proper villain. And a more powerful one. Tomura was supposed to be my successor. But I believe my son will be the best choice. Now, with that being said, this is whenever All for One would, well, be put under for surgery. Deku and Tomura are still somewhat talking, and Deku's still a bit frightened and scared. Learning all about this in one day. Tomura just asking Deku about his little quirk. Since he seems to be, well, a prodigy as All for One calls it. Deku just showing it off, along with his mom's telekinesis. Now, Tomura would have been a bit surprised to see that. He didn't think that the boy already had another quirk. So, he would have asked about that. Deku explained that his mom gave it to him before, well, this all started. In fact, they were going to be training it and having fun. But, I'm guessing that's over now, right? It is, sadly. But I do think you'll at least be able to train it properly. Tomura just walking over to a table, saying that these chairs don't really weigh a lot, but the table does. So start picking them up, or trying to. Now, Tomura would have been a little less himself, since he was specifically told to make Deku feel comfortable. So, Deku would begin, trying to levitate the chairs. Being able to levitate 2, and then whenever he does try and do 3, that's when everything's getting a little stressful. Along with that, he actually does begin to try more. 3 is a maximum, because he can barely even get them off the ground. So, he is going to have to train this, and get better at it. So, he will make his mom's quirk more powerful than that. Her quirk will be shown to be strong. He will prove that. Now, with that being said, back over with the heroes. You have the situation with All Might. Him getting an injury. And, well, Hisashi and Inko, they are scared for their child. Exactly what will All for One do with him? Along with that, Hisashi had to go to the hospital for a number of injuries. So, this is not good. Now, along with that, Sir Night-Eye would have been talking with All Might and telling him that he needs to stay down and rest. If he goes out there and tries to find that young boy, then clearly something bad will happen. Besides, from what I predict, there is a most likelihood you will die in the future. You aren't going to make it. Now, All Might would have just been, well, telling him that if he can try, then he will save that young man's life. He cannot allow All for One to taint and destroy another family. He's done too many already. He doesn't want anyone to be hurt by him again. He will be the last one. Now, with that being said, I'm going to have to cut this off here, guys. I'm sorry about that, but, well, I do have to go to work. Now, I do hope you guys at least enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.